What if the most dangerous thing about Colombia was missing it entirely? Welcome to Colombia. Not the Colombia of outdated stereotypes and Netflix series, but the real Colombia, vibrant, safe, stunningly diverse. This is a country that has rewritten its story, where cities once known for violence now win awards for innovation, where nature explodes in every color imaginable, where coffee tastes like it was blessed by mountain gods, where beaches rival the Caribbean's best, and the Amazon rainforest begins at the country's southern edge. Colombia stretches from Caribbean coastlines to Pacific shores, from snow-capped Andean peaks to steaming Amazon jungle. 50 million people creating energy, so infectious it should be bottled and sold as happiness. Today we're taking you to the real Colombia. From colonial cities, where history breathes through cobblestones, to landscapes so colorful they look photoshopped. From coffee plantations in misty mountains to islands where the sea glows 7 colors. From underground cathedrals carved in salt to rivers that run rainbow. This is Colombia reborn, transformed, ready to surprise you. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because at Travel Around the Globe and Explore, we show you countries as they truly are, not as they used to be. Let's discover Colombia together. Cartagena rises from the Caribbean like a colonial dream, dipped in sunshine and wrapped in bougainvillea. This walled city is where history, culture, and coastal beauty merge into something that feels almost too perfect to be real. Founded in 1533, Cartagena became Spain's most important South American port. The wealth flowing through attracted pirates, leading Spain to build massive walls that still encircle the old city. Walk these ramparts at sunset while street vendors sell fresh fruit and the Caribbean breeze carries salsa rhythms. Inside the walls, colonial mansions painted yellow, blue, pink, and orange line cobblestone streets. Balconies overflow with flowers. The Plaza Santo Domingo buzzes with life. This is where Gabriel Garcia Marquez set his stories, where magical realism feels less like fiction and more like everyday Cartagena. Medellin is the comeback story of the century. Once the world's most dangerous city, it's now a model of urban transformation that other cities study. The metamorphosis is stunning and real. The metro cable, gondolas connecting hillside neighborhoods to the city center, doesn't just move people. It moves hope, opportunity, and dignity. Ride up to Comuna Trees, once a war zone, now covered in vibrant street art, telling stories of pain and resilience. The city of eternal spring lives up to its name, with perfect weather year-round. Parqueyeras pulses with nightlife. El Poblado offers rooftop bars with mountain views. But it's the warmth of Paisas, Medellin's people, that truly transforms. They'll invite you to family dinners, teach you to dance, share their pride in what their city has become. Medellin proves cities can change, evolve, and triumph. Bogota sprawls across a high Andean plateau at 2,600 meters, where the air is thin and the culture is thick. This is Colombia's beating heart, a chaotic, creative capital of 8 million souls. The Colonial Candelaria district is where Bogota began. Colorful houses, street art on every corner. Museums holding pre-Columbian gold that will make your jaw drop. The Gold Museum contains 34,000 pieces of indigenous goldwork, the world's largest collection. Each piece tells stories of civilizations that flourished before Europeans arrived. Climb Montserrat, the mountain overlooking Bogota, for views that stretch forever. The city spreads below like a carpet of lights and life. Sunday's Ciclovia closes 120 kilometers of streets to cars, turning them into bike paths. Millions participate. This is Bogota. Gritty, creative, unapologetically itself. In Colombia's coffee region, Emerald Mountains produce beans that coffee lovers worldwide worship. Salento, a small town painted in bright colors, is the gateway to this caffeinated paradise. But people don't come just for coffee. They come for the Valle de Cocora, where the world's tallest palm trees reach toward the sky like botanical skyscrapers. Wax palms, Colombia's national tree, grow up to 60 meters tall, their slender trunks rising from misty valleys in scenes so surreal they barely seem real. Hike through the valley as clouds drift between palms, cross-hanging bridges over rushing streams. The landscape shifts from palm groves to cloud forest in minutes. Then visit coffee fincas, where farmers explain the journey from cherry to cup. Taste coffee so good, it ruins you for everything else. This region is UNESCO protected for good reason. It's magical. Santa Marta is Colombia's oldest surviving city, founded in 1525, making it older than Cartagena or Bogota. This Caribbean coastal city sits where the Sierra Nevada mountains crash into the sea, creating geography so dramatic it takes your breath away. The historic center features colonial architecture with a relaxed, less touristy vibe than Cartagena. Palm-lined beaches stretch in both directions, but Santa Marta's real gift is location. It's the gateway to Tayrona National Park and the Lost City Trek. The city has transformed dramatically in recent years. New restaurants serve Caribbean fusion cuisine. Beach bars blend into sand. The Malecón, the waterfront promenade, comes alive at sunset when locals and visitors gather to watch the sun melt into the Caribbean while the Sierra Nevada mountains turn purple behind the city. Santa Marta is what happens when history, nature, and Caribbean rhythm collide perfectly. Tayrona National Park is where the jungle meets the sea in one of South America's most spectacular natural settings. Dense rainforest tumbles down to white sand beaches, backed by massive boulders that look arranged by giants. This isn't a park you drive through. You hike in, sometimes for hours, through humid jungle where howler monkeys roar and tropical birds flash brilliant colors. Then suddenly the trees open, and there's the Caribbean, turquoise and perfect. Cabo San Juan is the postcard beach. Golden sand, boulder formations, waves that crash with power. Palm trees, leaning at impossible angles. But swimming is dangerous in many areas due to riptides. Tayrona demands respect. The park was sacred to the Tayrona people, indigenous inhabitants who built terraces and settlements throughout. Their descendants, the Cogui, still live in the Sierra Nevada, surrounding the park, maintaining traditions thousands of years old. Guatap is a town that decided boring was not an option. Every building, every house, every shop is covered in colorful bas-reliefs called zócalos, depicting everything from animals to daily life to pure fantasy. The entire town is an art gallery you can walk through. Bright colors everywhere, blues, yellows, reds, greens competing for attention. The result is joyful chaos that makes you smile involuntarily. The town sits on a man-made reservoir created in the 70s when the valley was flooded for hydroelectric power. The old town of El Penol was submerged, visible only when water levels drop. Boats tour the reservoir, passing islands that are actually hilltops. Waterfront restaurants serve fresh trout. But Guatap's charm is its refusal to be subtle. It's Colombia at its most colorful, most playful, most unapologetically vibrant. Walk these streets and try not to feel happiness seeping into your bones. Rising from Guatap's reservoir like a geological exclamation point, Piedra del Penol is a 200-meter granite monolith that dares you to climb it. 740 stairs zigzag up the rock face in a staircase that looks impossible from below. The stairs were built into a natural crack in the granite, creating a path that feels more like climbing a lightning bolt than a mountain. Your legs will burn, your lungs will protest the altitude, but at the top, the view erases every complaint. The reservoir spreads below in impossible shades of blue and green. Islands dot the water like emerald puzzle pieces. The Andes rise in every direction. This view was worth every stare. At the summit, vendors sell snacks and drinks. Take your time. Breathe. Look. This is why you came to Colombia. For moments that justify every mile traveled, every step climbed. Barichara is Colombia's most beautiful colonial village, and that's not opinion, it's consensus. Cobblestone streets, whitewashed walls with terracotta roofs, wooden balconies, stone churches. Every building perfectly preserved, perfectly maintained, perfectly lovely. Founded in 1705, Barichara seems frozen at its most elegant moment. The town's name comes from the indigenous Guan language meaning good place to rest, and Barichara lives up to that promise. Walk the streets at dawn when morning light paints everything gold. Artisan workshops line the streets. Stone carvers create decorations. Weavers work traditional looms. Hormigas culonas, toasted leafcutter ants, are a local delicacy that tastes nutty and crunchy. The Camino Real, an ancient stone path, leads to the village of Guane through stunning countryside. Barichara is what happens when preservation meets perfection and neither compromises. San Andres Island rises from the Caribbean 700 kilometers northwest of mainland Colombia, closer to Nicaragua than Bogota. This is where the sea turns 7 colors, shifting through shades of blue, green, and turquoise that seem almost artificial. The sea of 7 colors is real, created by varying depths, sand composition, and coral reefs, creating a natural gradient of impossible beauty. The island blends Colombian, Caribbean, and Rizal culture, the Afro-Caribbean indigenous people who've lived here for centuries. English-based Creole is spoken alongside Spanish. Reggae competes with vallenato. Johnny Cay, a small offshore island, offers perfect beaches and fresh coconut rice. Westview has a natural aquarium where you can snorkel with tropical fish. San Andreas proves Colombia's diversity extends beyond its mainland. This is Caribbean Colombia, laid back and beautiful. Mompox is the town that time forgot, and thank goodness it did. This colonial gem on the Magdalena River was once a crucial trading port. Then the river changed course, leaving Mompox isolated and economically stranded. But isolation preserved what development would have destroyed. Today, Mompox looks almost identical to its 18th century glory. Colonial architecture lines the river. Churches ring bells hourly. Artisans still create filigree jewelry, an art form kept alive here for generations. Gabriel Garcia Marquez used Mompox as inspiration for Macondo in 100 years of solitude. Walking these streets, you understand why. Magic realism feels natural here. The heat is oppressive. The river flows slow and brown. Egrets line the banks. Life moves at a pace modern Colombia forgot. Getting here requires effort. But Mompox rewards those who make the journey with a glimpse of Colombia's colonial past, perfectly preserved. Cali is salsa capital of the world, and they're not exaggerating. This is where salsa isn't just music, but religion, identity, and way of life. Every night, salsa clubs called discotecas fill with dancers, moving in ways that seem to defy physics. Locals learn to dance before they learn to walk, or so it seems. The city pulses with rhythm 24/7. But Cali is more than dance. It's Colombia's third largest city with a gritty edge that contrasts Medellin's Polish or Bogotá's culture. The Afro-Colombian influence is strong here. The food scene showcases Pacific Coast flavors. Cristo Rey, a giant Christ statue, overlooks the city from a mountaintop, offering views across the valley. Take a salsa class, even if you have 2 left feet. Dance in the streets during December's Feria de Cali. Let the rhythm pull you into Colombia's most musical city. Villa de Leyva has the largest stone-paved plaza in South America, a massive square that could fit several soccer fields with room to spare. Cobblestones spread in every direction, broken only by a fountain in the center. Colonial buildings with white walls and green trim surround the plaza. Founded in 1572, Villa de Leyva has been meticulously preserved, creating a colonial museum you can actually inhabit. The surrounding area holds surprises. A paleontology museum displays fossils found locally, including a complete Kronosaurus, a marine reptile from the Cretaceous period. Vineyards dot nearby valleys. The Pozos Azules, blue wells, are natural pools in shades of brilliant blue. At night, the plaza empties and stars emerge undimmed by light pollution. Villa de Leyva is a weekend escape from Bogotá, where history isn't just preserved, but lived in daily. Cano Cristales is called the river that escaped from paradise, and once you see it, you'll understand why. For a few months each year, between wet and dry seasons, this river in the Serranía de la Macarena explodes in color. Red, yellow, green, blue, black, the river becomes a liquid rainbow. The red comes from Macarenia clavigera, an endemic aquatic plant that blooms when conditions are perfect. The effect is surreal. Pools of brilliant red separated by cascades, green moss, yellow sand, blue water. It looks photoshopped, but it's absolutely real. Access is limited and controlled. You fly to La Macarena, then transfer to the park. guides are mandatory. Swimming is allowed in designated areas. The river was off-limits for decades due to FARC presence. Now it's open, offering one of Earth's most unique natural phenomena. Visit between June and November when the river runs rainbow. Bucaramanga is Colombia's city of parks, with over 160 green spaces scattered throughout. This northeastern city doesn't get the tourist attention of Medellin or Cartagena, which means it remains authentically Colombian, undiluted by tourism. The Parque del Agua features water attractions. Parque Santander fills with locals each evening. But Bucaramanga's real attractions lie just outside the city. The Chicamocha Canyon, second deepest in the world after the Grand Canyon, drops over 2 kilometers. A cable car crosses the canyon, offering views that make your stomach drop. Adrenaline junkies come for paragliding, launching from mesa edges to soar over the canyon. San Gil, an hour away, is Colombia's adventure sports capital. Whitewater rafting, rappelling, bungee jumping. Bucaramanga is a base for exploring Colombia's adventure playground, while remaining a pleasant, livable city locals are proud to call home. Colombia doesn't just defy expectations, it obliterates them, then rebuilds them into something far more beautiful than you imagined. This is a country that refused to be defined by its darkest chapter, that transformed pain into progress, that opened its arms to the world and said, "Come, see what we've become." From Caribbean coastlines where the sea runs 7 colors to Amazon jungles where pink dolphins swim. From coffee mountains where the world's tallest palms reach for sky to underground cathedrals carved from salt. From colonial towns frozen in time to cities that win innovation awards. But more than the places, it's the people. The Colombians who greet strangers as friends, who dance like nobody's watching, who've taken their country's rebirth personally and invite you to witness the transformation. Colombia is safe, welcoming, ready to surprise you in the best possible ways. The only dangerous thing about Colombia now is believing the old stories and missing the greatest comeback story of our time. If this journey through the real Colombia has changed your perception, then join us. Like, share, and subscribe to travel around the globe and explore, where we show you countries transforming, evolving, and defying every stereotype. The world is changing. Stories are being rewritten, and Colombia is leading the way. Let's explore together.